I would respond to Zara because you said that your man looks for values your ambition, right? And you guys both work, right? The one thing I would say is like for men, ambitious is like extra credit. It's something that if a woman has it, it's nice, but it's not a requirement, right? For women, and having a man that's ambitious, that's a requirement for you because you don't want a guy that's not ambitious because ambitious means he's responsible. He's gonna work hard. He's gonna take care of you financially. He's gonna bring financial stability to the house. That's what ambition means. Is just he's gonna be financially responsible to take care of his business to maintain that relationship and that family. You don't want a guy. You don't want. I mean, none of you guys want to be. Would you guys be with a guy with no ambitions, no goals, and just does nothing with his life?
No, but like to add on to that, I guess I respond to what you said there. Like, um, I feel like because things are changing so rapidly and like there's a housing crisis, employment crisis, like there's so many issues financially that it's like if you really think about it logically, like as a man and you don't come from money and you know like you have like a regular job, like a regular like paying job, if you really do want to live a life where you can actually afford a house together or you actually can actually afford a house, you know that you can't carry all that weight on your own anymore. You can't. Like it's not like how it was 10 years ago where you're like a high school teacher and you can buy a whole house for yourself. It's not. Now it's
Yeah,
like every house in Ontario is like 700,000 minimum. Like it's
yeah,
crazy. So I mean like he knows that. He knows that like we both need to work, we both need to put our effort in. So it's like if I wasn't like ambitious, if I wasn't working, like he won't be able to imagine a life together because it's like unless we become millionaires, you know.
yeah. Well, the one thing I would say is for men, our love language and the way we show commitment is through providing and protecting. That's how we show love to our woman. So it's in our very nature to provide and protect a woman. So that's why it's for a lot of men we prefer a woman, uh, whether to stay home, whether she stays home or she works. But for men, whether if she wants to stay home and take care of the kids, he's cool, he's fine with that. If she wants to go to work and you guys, depending on the financial situation, so you guys can both combine salaries to pay the bills. But it's that's fine as well. But I'm just saying is it's what we just like to we like to provide and protect a woman that we want a wife one day. That the thing is for
I actually, no, I don't actually, because I had this conversation with my friend.
but
He's 37 years old, and
how
he's
how old how old is he?
37 years old.
Yeah.
And you know what? He doesn't like that. He wants a woman that is going to be, look, if they don't have goals, like meaning like, okay, so at least if they're going to school, he's fine with that because they're progressing. They need to progress. He doesn't want someone that's going to be staying at home and or living in the parents' basement and saying, "Oh, you know what? This is all I want to work at a retail store my whole life." No. He wants someone that's going to continue enhancing their goals for life, because he's not okay with just having someone that stays at home, you know.
No, well, yeah. I mean, there's always gonna be people out there that I'm not saying all men are like this. There's always gonna be that men like him, the 37-year-old that prefers this woman to work and to have goals and dreams. But I'm just talking about for the average guy, for most guys you're gonna meet, most guys gonna because the way we show our love is provide, protect. Most guys, that's what they look for when they meet women. Is like
But
they want whether they want a wife they're looking for a wife. But like I said, whether she works or doesn't work, if she does work, if you guys if you want to work and go out there and help out, it's a plus for us, but it's not a requirement.
okay,
I
so
actually agree. Oh, sorry.
no, go
But
ahead.
Sorry. I actually agree with what you're saying, Will, because to be honest, like based off personal experience, like I'm not going to generalize and say all men, right? Because I know Cindy, you're probably going to disagree. But I will say that I do agree that yes, like that is a really common love language amongst men.
yeah,
Personally, in my personal relationship, when I first met my man, like he was really into music and like really into art, and then I guess after like he fell in love with me, like he just randomly had this like burst of like ambition to like excel in life and make more money, and he's like, I'm
yeah,
gonna be a millionaire, I'm gonna do this. And I realized, I was like, what, like where is this all coming from? He like slowly lost interest in his art, he just wanted to like make money. And I was like,
yeah.
you know, like, where is this all coming from? And then I realized, honestly, like, it comes from a place of love. Like, he just wants to be able to,
Yeah.
like, you know, support me. So
I mean, that's how we show our love, is provide and protect for our women. So the thing is, the reason why when we meet women who are not willing to let us provide and protect for them, usually women who are very masculine, women who are very independent, you know, when we meet women like that, when for most guys, so that's not the type of woman they are looking for.
Okay, so another one, I disagree still. So, okay, so this is a police officer. He's one of my neighbors. I asked him, what are you looking for in a woman? Okay, like, wow, that's a big question. Stability, independence, someone that likes to go out and have fun, somebody that cares about fitness, outgoing, that's the basics of it.
Okay, so he said stability, have fun, and
Stability, independence, likes to go out and have fun, somebody that cares about fitness, that's the basics of it.
No, I mean, but like you said, like I mentioned earlier, there's
going to stay at home. He wants to have someone that's also going to have their independence as well.
okay. I mean, like I said, that's like there's not like that's just a unique experience for him. But I'm just saying is for most men. I'll give you a statistic. You know right now, the demographic right now with of a woman, the demographic right now for women who are single, the most single right now, it's women who are over 30 and they have a career and they have a career. So women who are very career oriented and they're over 30, from 30 to 40, I think 30 to 45. Last time I checked the statistics, that's the highest percentage of women right now that are single and they have never been married, or they find it hard to get married. So for women in 30 to 45 years old, and they career oriented women from 30 to 45 years old. So that's what I'm saying is, for a lot of men, that's why if they meet a woman, if they can't be the provider protector for you, and he can't come in his normal biological role to provide and protect, then that's why, like I told you before, a lot of men just prefer to I'm more attracted to women. They could just come in, whether you want to work, whether you don't want to work, but they can be that wife role. But there's a lot of women right now over 30, and there's a high percentage of right now in America that they've never been married, or they can't, or they find it hard to be married. Anybody wanna? Yadira, wanna jump in? Yadira, wanna jump on?
Oh, just come here.
So would you say if a woman can step into her masculinity, it's difficult for them to find somebody?
If a woman's too masculine, right? Like I told you guys before, if a woman's too masculine, for most, I'm not saying all, for most men, it's unattractive because we are already masculine ourselves. So you guys, all the things that you guys mentioned before, like confidence, ambition, those are all masculine traits. So for a guy that's very masculine himself, if he meets a woman that's very masculine, that's not, I mean, it's not, I'm not saying we don't respect and value that woman. I mean, we find it impressive. I'm going to respect you because you're very confident, very ambitious. But when it comes to intersexual dynamics or relationship for men, especially masculine men, that's not what you guys look for that in a man. Ambitious confidence, because that's what women are attracted to. For men, that's not the same traits we look for. We always looking for a woman that's very feminine, loving, caring, right? And
I just like to add. Oh, sorry.
And just being that wife role. What?
Sorry. So, in The Art of Seduction, like by Robert Greene, the book that I was reading, it basically talks about like all the seductive characters. There's 9 seductive characters in total, and in one of them is called the dandy, and the dandy mixes masculine and feminine energy. So it's like, think about like men, like think about like Michael Jackson, right? Like he has a lot of feminine energy, but he's also very seductive to a lot of women. Think about Prince, you know. But it also applies to women who do have some masculine traits and also like balance it out with the feminine. Like they're more feminine than masculine, but they still have masculine traits, but it makes them highly seductive in The Art of Seduction. So like it really depends on, like, each seducer has a certain target that they like target, like a target group that they target, right? So it's like there's a certain group of men that are really attracted to the dandy female, like they like those masculine traits. So there's like, I think it's hard to generalize and say that all men like are generally attracted to this, because it's like,
well, I'm not saying all men, I'm just saying most men. right? Because I don't know if you guys, if you look at the data, like statistically, the more money a woman makes, the more likelihood she doesn't get married. It's in the data. If you go look it up, the more money she makes, the more money a woman makes, especially over 100,000, they have the more likelihood they don't get married. The women who are getting married, and a high percentage of them, those are the women that just prefer to be stay-at-home moms or.
I know a lot of women that make over $100,000 a year, and
I know that's a small. That's their person. I'm just talking about in America, like in America. So I mean that's one woman that you know of compared to like the hundreds of millions of women out there in America.
Statistically though.
Huh?
Like statistically, is that what you mean?
Yeah, statistically, if you look at it in America, for most women over 30, the higher the money they make as far as income, the more likelihood they don't get married. But for men, it's opposite. For men, the more money we make, the more likelihood we get married. Because for women, you guys prefer that guy that's ambitious and confident. That's what you guys look for. For men, when we see a woman that's making a lot of money, usually a woman that's very career oriented and very ambitious, those are very masculine traits, and that's not necessarily what men are looking for. Because men and women, we look at relationships differently. The things we look for in a woman, especially if we're gonna marry, are not the same things that you guys look for when it comes to a man that you guys want to marry.
But then, okay, so then you're telling me that men that make a lot of more money, and that means they are looking for younger women.
No, men who make a lot of money, they attract all women, whether they're young, whether they're old, every woman wants to be with a guy that makes a lot of money. It doesn't matter what age she is.
Do you guys agree with that?
No. I personally ever since I was young, I avoided men who had a lot of money personally, because I feel like having so much power over me is uncomfortable. Like if they wanted to become like abusive or something, they could, and I wouldn't have any money. I wouldn't be able to leave. I wouldn't have any scapegoat.
But what do you think? What you just said, right? I mean, when I say money, I'm not talking about millionaire. I'm just talking about his ability to provide financially. If you ask most women, they want to be with a guy that can handle his financial responsibility. No woman wants to be with a bump. If I ask you guys right now, would you date the guy that has no money?
I don't want anybody that lives in their parents' basement. Of course not.
Exactly, but that's what women. But like I said,
in their mom's basement, in their parents' basement.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Would you?
No, if I met a girl and she was living in her mom's basement, but she's feminine and she has wife material, she's nice, she's kind, she's loyal, I could care less whether she lives in her mom's basement. I will marry that girl.
Are you serious?
Because like I told you guys before, men and women, like I said, we do not look for this. That's why you're very confused right now. We do not look for the same traits. For a woman, ambition is important for you because that's what women look for in men. Ambitious, confidence. Those are masculine traits. For men, we're looking for femininity. We're looking for feminine traits: love, caring, loyalty, youth, fertility. Right? We don't require our woman to work. We don't require our woman to be financially stable
Anymore.
Huh?
I don't even want to reproduce anymore.
Hey, that's your personal choice. But like I said, for men, we don't require our woman to be financially to either have a financial or economic status.
But
if she does, it's a plus. If she doesn't, it's a plus. If she hasn't, it's not a requirement.